It's yelling at me. All right, we are live here, and we have some special guests. First and foremost, I want to apologize to everyone. We are 2 minutes late, and it is 1,000% Dave's fault. So this is your brain break for Wednesday, February 24th. And we have some special guests with us. We've got Caitlin, Maggie, and Alex joining us talking about the Ambassador program, the Ambassador applications, which closed this Saturday. So we got kind of a special treat for you. We're going to have some fun with them. We're going to chat with them about the Ambassador program. We're going to play some games, probably give something away, and have a good time. So hang out with us for a little bit longer. We got an hour ahead of us. Well, actually, I'm sorry, Dave, 57 minutes now since you took so long to get here. But we'll be back in a few. So Dave,
you've had some fun here lately, haven't you, with playing with those intros?
It's all Ray. Ray has created a whole bunch of them. It's great. We got intros and outros, new ones coming. They're a little bit longer, so now I can actually say we'll be back in just about a minute because they're about 52 seconds.
Awesome.
So now I can do that. So, but I also kind of sat there. I'm like, oh, the old one was like 18 seconds or whatever. This one's a lot longer. But I thought that worked out well.
You should have started with that when you were waiting for me. I would have made it just in time. Now I know.
No one would have known. I wasn't sure how I was going to align us, so I had to be careful there. So what's up, Amanda? All right, first before we go any further, who saw Amanda last night? Holy cow!
She was awesome.
I think she shared like a text or something that she got from someone about it. I got an email this morning about it. Someone was like, I've been contemplating the grid method for like the last 2 years. And all the reasons why they hadn't done it, and then she's like, and then I watched Amanda and Chad last night, and it all changed. I'm like mission accomplished.
Right. So, it was so good.
Yes.
Wow.
What's up, Bree? Good to see you. Carrie, the boss is here. I love it. Elijah, good to see you, my friend. Yes, Amanda, we're gonna put you on there again. Like that was awesome. It was a lot of fun last night. That's one of my favorite things to do is watch Chad work with someone on that. And
hold on. Chad was working with. I thought Amanda was working with Chad.
Well, maybe Amanda.
Honestly,
you ask Chad. You ask Chad when it comes to Amanda and Maggie. It's kind of like, yeah, we'll just go over here and let them tell you what to do. Like they're our go-to duo when it comes to elementary grids. I mean, rock stars. So anyway, so Dave, we got some possibly familiar to people watching, possibly not as familiar, possibly more familiar. I don't know. It depends. Rockstar's here with us. 3 of our amazing ambassadors are founding ambassadors, and
this
we
is
want to chat
with
them.
Rushmore.
What's that?
It's more of ambassadors.
And then we're down here. We're looking at them, looking up. So I wanted to have the 3 of you, just in case anyone who's watching is not connected. Can you do just like a quick intro, like name, what your role in education is, where you're at, and maybe why the heck you decided to be connected to us in some way. So. I'm looking at my screen. Caitlin, I got you over there first, so we're going to go to you first.
Okay, I am Caitlin Clayton. I teach 8th grade ELA in Central Illinois. I also teach our dual credit program for our 12th grade students in our high school. And I decided to be an ambassador, or to apply to be an ambassador, because I love everything Teach Better. I went to a conference in Illinois. Ray spoke at the conference, and it was the best session that I attended. And I investigated her some more, found out more about Teach Better, and knew that it was something that I needed to be connected with.
And then we met, didn't we meet?
We did at IdeaCon. So I met Ray the year
I was trying to think of the conference. It was IdeaCon, yeah.
And my friend Carrie Jordan stalked you a little bit, and we found you. It was awesome.
A little bit. She did. She tweeted, and then I'm like, well, I'm over here. Come say hi. And then, then we ended up hanging out that night, too, which was awesome.
It was great. It was great.
And now look at you. Now you're an ambassador. I love it. So awesome. Maggie, you're next.
All right. I am Maggie Gifford. I'm a first grade teacher in Southeast Ohio in a little town nobody's ever heard of. This is my 18th year teaching. Last year, actually the past 3 years, I was Amanda's second grade teammate. So we got connected with Chad. Our district brought in Chad to talk about the grid method. We went to a training, decided we should try it with primary. What could we lose? And that kind of started our journey.
I'm getting a little bit of delay, Maggie. You're breaking up just a little bit for us here.
We ended up getting connected with the rest of the team. We presented at Teach Better 19.
Yes, they did.
And then sorry.
Oh, yeah, okay. There's a big time delay because it looks like you're responding to what I said about
from
20 seconds ago.
We decided.
Hey, Maggie, Maggie, when you hear this, if you can you try dropping out and coming back in, because it might help with the connection. Sometimes you need to drop out. It's like the start and restarted. So we'll see if we can get a better connection.
He said that to me many times, and he doesn't let me back in. So Dave, you're lagging.
So Maggie, go ahead and drop. I'm gonna drop you back into the thing. They try and go all the way out, Maggie, and then come back in. There she goes. What's up, Brianna? And Jillian's in the house, and Carly. Caitlin, wasn't that night? Carly was with us that night too, right? Yeah, she came over. She wasn't even at the conference. She just came over to say hi.
Jeff,
she just had to see you all. Can
I just point out that when it's just the two of us, we don't ever get this many people saying hi to us.
I know. Like we know where the love's really at.
Right?
So, all right. Next up is Alex. Alex, you want to do a quick intro, brother?
Yes, so I'm Alex Valencic. I am in Freeport, Illinois, home of the Freeport Pretzels. I've got my Argyle pretzel on, super proud, always got to represent we're the Pretzels. I work in the curriculum department. I'm the curriculum coordinator for 21st Century Teaching and Learning, which I like to summarize my job at this point. I'm the guy who does the stuff that's not ELA and math. Pretty much that's my job. And my connection with the Teach Better team, it was a couple of years ago. I stumbled into a mastery chat, got really annoyed with something Chad said about needing to entertain students. It was like, what is this guy talking about? We're not clowns in a circus. And somehow I kept coming back anyway. And then I was like, oh, I get what Chad's talking about. Being clowns in a circus. This is good stuff. We need to stay connected. And I pretty much stalked the entire team relentlessly, followed all of you, went to Ohio. Fun story. I was at the Teach Better conference and heard someone across the room with this very loud, distinctive laugh. And was like, who is this person? And then over the course of the conference, the laughter got closer and closer until I was sitting next to her. And it was Carly Spina. And she was 2 hours away from me. And I was like, what the heck? We traveled all the way to Ohio and we found out we're practically neighbors. And I've hooked up with members of the team at IdeaCon. I think I've finally been able to convince Jeff that I live in Illinois. So, good times.
Hey, Jeff, can I just mention I'm thoroughly confused right now about this whole ambassador program. First of all, these guys are all amazing. And I was one of these original ambassadors too. And I have no idea how I got in with these guys. But secondary, elementary, and a guy that does stuff. What is the description of an ambassador? You can do stuff. You can teach elementary and secondary, and you can still be an ambassador?
That's actually great. Actually, one of the most common questions has been that, Dave, is hey, we have people reach out and they're like, hey, I do this. I'm an admin or I'm this. Do I qualify? We actually had, I think, someone who applied for this year that actually reached out and asked. They're actually they do something in ed tech, but they were a classroom teacher for 20 years, and now they're connected with this company. They're like, do I qualify? I'm like, do you carry the Teach Better mindset? Is that what you're doing? Yeah. Do you do stuff? Then yeah, you absolutely qualified to try and get in. It makes sense. So but I think this is a great representation of the fact that it doesn't, your position, your title, whatever, does not matter when it comes to whether you can be connected to the team and ambassador in the team. So I don't think that's an issue. So Maggie, it's good to have you back. I hope you stay with us.
I hope so.
All right, you're coming through really good right now, so I'm going to let you continue. How did you get connected with the team?
Okay, so our district brought Chad in to present on the grid method, and Amanda and I were curious, so we went to a separate training and we were hooked. And so we proceeded to implement the grid method with our second graders, and from there we got connected to everybody else on the team. We presented at the Teach Better 19 conference. And so when the ambassador program opened up, I knew I needed to apply because it's a team that I want to continue to be part of.
Awesome.
I love it. And I was, saying before, like Maggie and Amanda are like go-tos for when good. They have jumped on and helped us so many times before being ambassadors, even too. Like when we're talking about the district and one of their elementary teachers is just struggling to like see it, right? And they're like picture it, and they're like, I'm like, it's all right. I'm going to connect them with Amanda and Maggie, and everything will be okay. And they do, and I'm like the level of appreciation is just it's off the charts with that. So
Yes, another observation I just made, just as the three of them were talking, and I think it's really cool. This amazing group we have. What it was that connected each of them to the team was slightly different, whether it was Ray or Chad ticking somebody off. I mean, it's like these unique lenses of what brings people in. But I think the unifier is it's the people that they wanted to be surrounded by. And I think that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
I think the other unifier is that it wasn't me.
Well, I wasn't going to go there, but yeah,
that's just.
I'm glad you reflected on that. And
Be very clear about that. Now, before we go any further, I want to make sure that I lay this out, like for everyone that understands that, like I am not going to be okay, nor am I going to really like speak to him much outside of this live stream until I have a shirt with a pretzel on it from Alex. Like this is going to affect our relationship until that happens. I just need you to know that. So I'm trying to figure out like who's going to answer all the who's going to answer all the obscure questions we throw out during this brain break if Alex is also possibly asking those questions. So so I want to get it. We're going to do that. So like the second half of this, we're going to play like a do these three actually know Teach Better kind of trivia game, and everyone who's watching will be able to comment in as well, and we'll give some stuff away. But I want to touch, so the applications are open. So we launched everything back in last June, and we opened up, and 25 ambassadors came in, and they're finding crew, and it's been amazing how you have all helped just shape what this program with this family of ambassadors is going to look like and grow into. And a huge shout out obviously to Megan and Andrea for just taking this thing and running with it and being the fearless leaders there. And there's so much that we have some ideas like planned to make it that you are all aware of some, but not aware of others and stuff. And we're just really excited about it. But applications close on Saturday. So we've been getting a lot of questions of like, hey, how much, most common questions I'm getting is do I qualify, which we already kind of touched on, like, yes, the answer is yes. Second ones are hey, what's the time commitment like? Like, how much is this going to pull for me? I got a lot going on. I'm not sure if I need another thing on my plate. Like, what does it actually mean? Like, what do I do as an ambassador? Like, what is that, right? So I was kind of hoping maybe I'm going to throw it. Caitlin, I'm going to throw it to you first. I'm going to throw this one too. Like, what's the time commitment? Like, how much time is it that you have to put into this whole ambassador thing?
Well, it varies, and it depends on what you have time for in your own schedule. It's very flexible about what you would like to invest in at the Teach Better Ambassador program and what you're interested in doing with the team and getting involved with. In all honesty, I found it really easy to be involved when my time was more flexible. And then, teaching in a COVID school year has been challenging in many ways. Being a part of this ambassador program has helped me a lot in terms of staying positive and being connected to people that are going to keep me on the right track. But, your days are busy, so you can do what you can do, and that's all they're asking you to do. So we all just do what we can when we can do it. It's very flexible.
So actual time requirement is basically zero if you don't have it and don't need it, right?
Right
and then as much as you'll give us if you have it. Alex, I'm gonna flip over to you. Sort of the like, what does it mean? Like, what is it like? Like, what does it mean? Like, what's this actually mean as ambassador? Like, what do I do? What am I supposed to do? Like, what are the opportunities I have or don't have or whatever? Can you kind of give us some behind the curtains of, hey, what's it like?
So I mean,
what a good question. I felt like it was a horrible question. Like, I was unclear, but it seems like he gets it. But he does all this stuff.
So like at its essence, for me, being a Teach Better ambassador ambassadors, just promoting the things that the Teach Better team does. And the educators who work with me know, like, one of my mantras is like, I'm a teacher, I don't have money, so I'm always looking for free resources. And Teach Better has so many things that are just constantly being put out there for free for educators. Yes, there are things that you guys do as a company that you charge for. You don't have to pay anything to take advantage of what the team has to offer. And as an ambassador, there's no like expectation or pressure. Be like, well, now that you're an ambassador, you have to like pay for a certain amount of services and bring us in. It's like, there's none of that. And it's really just promoting and saying, you know, a teacher will come to me and say, hey, I'm really struggling. My students seem to be all over the place with where they are in math. And I need to try to figure out a way to organize my instruction to differentiate for their different rates of learning. I'm like, let me tell you about the grid method. And I point them to them. They're like, whoa, this is awesome. Another teacher, well, an administrator reached out to me recently and was like, I'm trying to wrap my head around standards-based instruction and standards-based grading. How does this look at the secondary level? I'm like, I have got to introduce you to Caitlin Giordano and Dave Schmitto, and just constantly helping to make those connections. To me, that's like what being an ambassador is all about. And then on the other side, there's the ambassadors as a group. It's become like very much this very real family for us. We're scattered throughout the country, throughout North America. I don't think we have anyone from outside of North America yet.
Still in North America right now.
Soon. But it's like there's connections. I mean, we reach out to each other. We share highlights from our lives of like anniversaries, children being born, deaths in the families, and we wrap around each other. It was just like, it's this amazing group of support to like what Caitlin was saying, this year of this insane pandemic, being able to support each other and be like, all right, what are we actually going to do? Because things kind of stink, but we can support each other to move forward.
I gotta say, Alex, that was an amazing answer to our horrible question. So well done.
That was
Well done.
I just want to be very clear to everyone watched. Like, there was no prep for that. That was
good.
If you couldn't tell by my question and the way I phrased my question, it wasn't that well pre-planned. So I mean, I think that sums it up perfectly, Alex. And I think that you touched on a lot of really good things there. Maggie, my question for you is sort of a like, why should I? And Alex touched on some of this, but why should I be an ambassador? And I think I'm going to add on like sort of like, what's the best part of being an ambassador?
Good question. So for me, I feel like within my district, it's so small that sometimes it's hard to find your people and it's hard to find and so with the ambassador program, we often have that community. If we're having a tough day, we can go to that community and we can ask questions, we can vent, we can get advice, but we can also celebrate. And so if we have something really exciting or really good that happened, we automatically have that community that we can share with outside of maybe just our school building or just our school district. So I really think that if you're looking for a community of educators that share a similar philosophy or share a similar mindset when it comes to kids, education, you need ambassadors. We are to each other, to support each other whenever we need it. And it's been pretty awesome to have that world and to have that circle outside of what I see in my day-to-day. And then to kind of touch on the second part of your question, we talk a lot about the people. So that would be my number one best thing about the ambassadors is obviously the people. But I think right behind that would be the sense of empowerment. So when, as an ambassador, everybody's voice matters and everybody has something important and something beneficial to contribute and to share. And I think that's really empowering, and it's kind of pushed some of us to step outside of our box and do things we might not normally would have done.
I love it. Real quick hellos to Megan watching. Nikki, good to see you. Eric, always good to see you. And Holly Stewart jumping in. Thank you for waiting until you weren't driving anymore before texting. That was good. Maggie, spot on there. And I think you and Alex both. I think everyone sort of touched on, and who was it? Nikki commented as well, like the family aspect. For me, one of the coolest things about the past, not quite, it hasn't even been a year yet, but the past 8 months has been watching this idea that we had that Megan and Andrea ran with and created, and then we launched, and like it was exciting at first, and like it was obviously because it's something new. And then it was like it kind of got into its place, and it was just you all were doing your thing, and then like we started just to watch it go. We're like, oh, okay, like the Facebook group's super active, the Voxer group's super active. Like, wow, they're really like leaning on each other. Like it's getting serious, and they're like, it's not just education, it's everything. Like they are supporting. Like I think Alex said really well. Like they're like wrapping around each other and like leaning. And I'm like, and we were just started realizing it was such a cool thing to see like how much of a family that group became. And now the idea of like bringing more folks into that and giving them that is just super excited for me, and I know for everyone on the team that's watching that. And Maggie, you touched on like the empowerment piece and that, and I our ambassadors, like we go to you all the time because we trust you. We know how amazing you are, not just as educators but as people as well. And like we cover you. We lean on you. We try to pull you into things like 12-hour live events and stuff like that, or live streams like this. And we lean into you like on ideas and thoughts, and coming to you when we need expertise in certain things. And it's such a cool thing, and I'm just so thankful. I'm so grateful that like I have the opportunity to be connected with everyone. And this is another way for me to be even more connected with people. It's a really cool thing. So. Dave, you want to say something?
No, you're totally fine. I was just gonna, that empowerment piece. I think it was so powerful and felt so cool to hear that. As a dad to 4 kids, it's nothing makes me happier than when one of my kids says, "Thanks for trusting me," or "You believed in me," or something like that. And to hear that, I know oftentimes people that buy into the teach better mindset, this idea of getting better, at times in our own schools, our own districts, our own places, we kind of feel like a renegade or we're rebellious because we're doing something that's different or radical, and we're not quite sure our place. So to hear you say that you feel like you've got this voice now, and that your voice matters and it means something, and you found a collection of other toys on Misfit Island or whatever that you fit in with, it's so cool because it does give you new life and gives you energy to go out and do those big things. I loved hearing that. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. All right, so everyone watching, Joe, I saw that. I'm not sure if I said hi to Joe, but hi, Joe. Good to see you representing YouTube. I love it. And Megan's here. Megan, good to see you. Megan Wells jumping in as well. She says, "Hey, look, I made it." So we're happy that you're here. If you're watching, you have any questions? We have 3 ambassadors here. So if you are considering, sitting in your application, please ask away. We'll get into that stuff. But Dave, I think we should just jump in. Let's jump into some trivia. You want to do some Teach Better trivia here?
Yeah, you want me to start easy and go from there?
Yeah. Well,
jump right in, like make everybody feel like they're this big. Build confidence.
However you want to go. I'm going to leave that up to you. But so here's the rules. We're going to allow the comments to come. Well, actually, let me check with you, Dave. I'm thinking because we want everyone who's watching to also like be in this, right? So we don't want anybody on screen to give it away right away. So I'm thinking these 3 have to hold their answers, but then we'll let some comments come in, and they can take them. You guys can use them as lifelines, however you want to, and then we're going to but we won't say the correct answer until all 3 have publicly submitted their answer.
So
cool?
How about the 3 of them have to submit it in the private chat?
Ooh, I like it. Do you guys know how to do the private chat here? Mm-hmm. So make sure you use the private chat, not the comment.
So you 3 have to submit in the private chat, but everybody else is submitting the comments, and that way we can play both worlds here.
I like it. That way they can't change.
That's right.
All right. So you 3 need to comment as fast as possible in the private chat. So you can't use the lifelines, but then we'll talk through it. So I like it.
Can I just point out real quick, guys, that
no, actually, you can't. You can't, Alex, because I don't have a pretzel on my shirt. So no, you can't. No, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna I just realized that we can see all the comments on the Facebook if we click that button that says comments.
Oh, you can. But here's
because
the thing.
It opens on our end. It opens to the private chat. So we're just going along, and I'm like, wait, that's a button that says comments.
Yeah, you can see all the comments. Yeah.
But I mean, if you want to be a cheater, you can, Alex. Yeah, you can
I will not look at the comments.
That's something I would expect from Kate, not from you, Alex.
We're going to see how long it takes you to comment in there. All right, Dave, what's our first one? Let's do it. Let's do.
I don't know if you've heard of a Zoom blast or a chat waterfall, but let's respond that way. So the way a chat waterfall works is I read the question, in the chat or in the private chat, you all type your answer, but you don't hit enter. And then I'll say 1, 2, 3, and you all hit enter at the same time.
For everyone watching too?
No, just for these three.
Oh, just for these three in the
they can't
private
share
chat.
each other, and then we'll
Okay.
see the comments and go from there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
So the comments,
So-
yeah.
So, okay, I'm
I'm
good.
not
I
really
like
sure
it,
why
but,
that's going to help, but it's just.
but
cool.
okay. So here's the catch: is like we'll also do this at the same time. Anyone in the comment, first person to get this first question correct, I'm going to send a shirt to.
Ooh,
Just
just a pretzel
just
on it.
to jazz it up a little bit.
You should wrap it in a soft pretzel. Like put a pretzel in the middle of it. That way
Like
they can get
wrap a
shirt.
soft pretzel with the shirt, so that way when they get the shirt, it's like
They get a
fully
pretzel
grease
shirt.
stained and pretzel. It's an actual like pretzel. Okay, I will take that under consideration. I'll let you
Okay.
know if I end up pulling that off or not. Well, all right, what's the first question? Let's do this.
So I'm gonna start off super easy. This is a
I
soft
don't even know if I
question.
know the answers.
Oh,
So,
Jeff, this is a question I think we've probably asked 15 times in brain breaks.
okay.
And I mean, if people don't know this question, I'm sorry. Go back and watch any brain break from the past year. It's a question not in reference to any of us. It's a question about the one and only Ray Hewitt. So Ray does a lot of her work in school, but she also goes to her favorite little coffee shop to
Ooh.
do a lot of her work. So these three, in a second, the question will be, what is the name of Ray's favorite coffee shop? So you'll be typing your answer without hitting enter. And if you don't know, it's okay. We'll just completely embarrass you. Maggie, I see the look on your face. So we're going to single out your answer because I can see the lack of confidence already.
The three of you are not looking at the comments, are you?
No, but
Okay.
I live where she goes to get coffee, so I know.
She
because
comes to your house for coffee. That is creepy. We will
Oh,
put an
I
end to
know
that right now.
Didn't
Jeff
know
Vargas,
that.
I live in the city.
put an end to it.
Not following COVID guidelines, but whatever. That's good. That's
She can come over anytime for coffee. That'd be
all right. So then what does this say? So you give them like
I'll
a
say
3, 2, 1,
1,
then
2,
they
3,
all
and
comment.
all three of them hit
Okay.
enter. Okay.
Gotcha.
So
So go ahead.
1, 2, 3, enter. Maggie is not feeling empowered. Okay, sorry about that.
So Maggie, it's really too bad because if we would allow you to see the comments, your lifeline, your partner in
know.
crime for so long, and nailed it and won it.
Yes.
She was the first one to pop in there, and it is Zion Coffee,
job,
which is in
Amanda.
Peoria. Amanda, make sure you email me, Jeff at teachbetter.com. I'm guessing you. I think you have at least one, if not 30 shirts. So I'll get you something else. Let me know, and we'll take care of that. So, I guess Amanda, my gift to you is that you get to go live with Chad Ostrowski. All right, good. It happened last night. I'm good. So we're set. All right. So Mark Heller guessed Starbucks. Carly guessed Starbucks with a Z. So I think she knew, but didn't quite know the name. Joe had it right over on YouTube, which Joe gets like 25 points because he's on YouTube as well. So he gets.
Oh, we're
bonus
keeping track of
points.
points now too. Okay, let me get out my pen.
Yeah, but it's kind of like on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Points
Like
mean
the
nothing,
points
yeah.
don't mean anything; they're made up. Yeah,
But they're bragging rights. It's a
Sorry,
way to
Joe.
make him feel empowered. So
yeah,
yes.
because apparently Maggie was not. So that's a good answer. All right, what's question number 2? Let's do
All right,
question number
let's go to a different Teach Better personality, if you will.
2. Ooh, I
Let's
like
now
that.
talk Jeff Gargas. Are we familiar with his work? Yeah.
Personality?
Jeff Gargas. Yeah. Well, you are. You have a personality. Yeah. This is a question about Jeff Gargas, but not really about Jeff Gargas. The question is, what is the name of Jeff Gargas's wife? What is her name?
Ooh. If you were at Teach Better 2019, you should know this. You had to deal with her at the registration. Well, I guess you didn't necessarily have to know her name to deal with her, but interesting.
Her real name, not what you might have called her at registration. Her real name.
All right, you guys, you're not looking at the comments, are you? Are you
No.
cheating?
No.
Okay.
All right.
No.
Are we ready for our 1, 2, 3? 1, 2, 3. Enter. Wow.
Okay, they all got it. I'm looking
They
at.
did all get it.
All right, I'm looking at all this stuff.
So I know we don't teach pedagogy and all that kind of stuff in Brain Break to Break, but that whole waterfall is a cool way to make sure that kids are actually, you can see their individual voices when you are teaching virtual. So give them all an opportunity to share, and then you can go back and see what they really thought. So they're not just copying what everybody else.
This is an interesting one to me, Mrs. Gathis.
I think you've got some explaining here, Jeff.
There's okay.
Yes, ma'am. I like that.
Rocking that up to typo. That was Mark Keller. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, maybe. So Amy is correct. Well done. So, and all three of you nailed it. So that's good. She'll be happy to know that. I do want to know, just because I saw Brittany pop in there, I just want to give a shout out to Brittany. If you don't know Brittany Wolf, Brittany is one of our speakers on our speaker network who just had her second of 2021 speaking gig today.
What?
She was requested specifically by a superintendent who reached out and said, "Hey, I saw Brittany Wolf at the 2019 Teach Better conference. I need her to come to my school and do that with my teachers."
That's
And we're
awesome.
Like, done. And so she rocked it out today. I got a text with him right after that was like, "Oh my gosh, she was amazing. Such a great balance between being real and having them reflect on their practices. Like, he's just through the roof." So shout out to Brittany for being amazing. So anyway, I love that's a good stamp of approval from Carly on the waterfall. So I like this. This is good. I'm learning. I learned so much from you, Dave.
Well, if Carly Spina's given us the stamp of approval, we're moving on. That's all we need, right?
Yeah. What's
That's
that?
almost as good as Alex saying that's the right answer. Like, it's the confirmation. That's all you need. You don't need to look it up. It's there.
What do we got next?
All right, the next one. We'll go to Chad Ostrowski. We're familiar with his work now, right?
I know the guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
This one is going to be a numerical answer, and I'll give you a hint. It is somewhere between 1 and 100. Okay. Question is, how many kids does Chad have?
I like that you had to go up to 100. That's good.
How many kids does
Ooh,
Chad
this is a
have?
fun one. How many kids does Chad Ostrowski have?
We're talking like kids in his household. We can't say we're all his children because he nurtures us all. We're not going there. It's how many kids does Chad have? Okay. So on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 4 to 2. Okay.
4, 4, 2. None of those are correct.
Is it
Ooh,
But a lot of our friends, Chad's
5?
true friends. In other words, I think it's 5. Is it 5?
it's a lot. Yes.
He's got lots of kids. And quite the range of age, because I think Dylan's he's 16 now, so he's from 0 to 16. So he's got a wide range of kids. Just had a brand new one.
Yeah.
Who every now and then we get a picture from, and he's freaking adorable. So
I'm just to say, in my defense, Chad's only ever talked about the one daughter in his presentations. He shows her picture, and then I knew they had a baby recently. He's never talked about his other kids.
Okay. So the
two
next
names-
question is, how many kids does Chad actually like? That'll be the next
apparently
question.
it's 2. Yeah. Make sure we're gonna have to. I'm gonna delete the recording of this. I don't want his kids to grow up, watch this, and be like, "Dad doesn't love me." He only talks about Autumn. It's Autumn that he talks about in the presentation, isn't it? I think it's Autumn. Yeah.
He doesn't even say her name, to be fair. He just says, "This is my daughter," and he talks about like forcing her to walk and like.
Well, because there's a good chance that he doesn't remember the name. There's 5 of them, Alex. It's no. He has 5, and they're incredible kids. So, yeah, Holly, I say that every time I remember that he has them.
Right.
But there are other people on the team that have a lot of kids too. I
Actually,
have
you
2.
say that every time you think, "Oh, Chad Ostrowski, holy moly, I forgot about him." That's the real reaction, and then it trickles down to, "Holy cow, he's got kids." Yes.
Who's that guy? Oh man, that's funny. I want to give. I think Chad did a really great job yesterday
Oh my
too.
gosh.
He's not live a ton, but he did a great job. I was like,
Blew my mind.
I was texting with Ray. I'm like, "Oh, look at this! Our little boy's growing up. Look at him handling this so well." He does.
I'm gonna be.
no.
Yeah, if
All
I be-
jokes. Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say,
Yeah,
if I can be completely serious,
I
I
was
sat
gonna
down
get
with pen and
serious
paper,
too,
and I was
so.
like, I got to take some notes. I'm going to give this guy some feedback tomorrow morning. I took a bunch of notes like, holy crap, I that's something I can do better. That's something I can do better. That is amazing. That's brilliant. Like, so stinking good. So good. So good.
So I want to be serious too. Like, so first off, like watching Chad do that with educators is one of my favorite things in the world. It's how I learned like everything. Those who know me know that I wasn't a classroom teacher. So like digging into that, but it was through building grids with teachers that I learned some of the terminology and I really got into it more. But watching Chad do that, like that's how we did everything. That's all we did for the first 3 years was travel around the country doing that. And Chad's, I say this about Ray quite often too. When Dave's getting to this point too, where I spend so much time with Chad that I forget how brilliant he is. And then he'll go on like a rant. It was one of, our quarter jokes. And I'll just sit back and I'm like, like I completely forgot that dude knows what he's talking about. Ray gets me on that too, because I spend so much time with Ray that like, and a lot of it is not talking around their knowledge of pedagogy and education in general. It's up like business stuff. And so like when they get going on stuff, I'm like, wow, like they actually know what they're doing. It's amazing. That might be why this is working. I don't know. So
and the
anyway,
beautiful thing is it was up on all the platforms, so you can actually go
anywhere
and see that and still see it. Even if
And
you weren't class
we're
A.
actually going to take every one of those days. We're actually pulling those down too and putting them all into the academy as a free
Cool.
course too. So they'll
Brilliant.
be all housed there at the end as well. So I have a feeling that series is going to do well enough where like we're going to have to do those more and more. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's going to happen more
Mhm.
often. So anyway, all right. So which we're getting some good stuff. Last night was fire. Megan missed it, but Megan, it's okay. Like Dave just said, go watch it. It's all sit there and look. Amanda said the same thing. Go watch it.
Yeah, there you go.
I want to know. I love Amanda's got the ambassador graphic on her picture there, but also I don't know, Maggie, if you did this on purpose or all three of you. I'm pretty sure Maggie's clock is ambassador colors. I think Caitlin's wall is, and I don't know if it's curtains or what's behind Alex. I'm pretty sure it's ambassador color too. Like, did you all plan that? Like, is that a thing or
They live it, they
No.
breathe it. I mean,
That's
come on,
just-
Jeff.
That's right.
like
My
It's just-
wife actually picked the curtains when we moved into.
she just knew. She just knew, I guess. Like, that's incredible.
My lunch
um,
is also the ambassador
Wow.
color.
Look at this guy. I love it.
New bar of expectations right there.
All right. That's awesome. All right, next question. Let's go.
All right, we'll go. This one is a.
Where's the difficulty level? Like, is this worthy of giving something away?
This is worth giving something away. Yeah.
All right. So first person in the comments to answer correctly for this one, we'll do a Teach Better mug.
Ooh,
Mm.
and you don't mean a face. You mean
Yeah, it's just gonna be my face. No, I'll let him pick from. We have multiple mugs on the website on the swag site. I'll let him pick one of those. So
oh, those are good. Can I play?
no.
Okay. Okay. Well, this question, we're looking for a year. A year.
Ooh, eater.
Okay. So it's gonna be somewhere between 0 and 2021. We're not going negatives, so there's no
It's a wide
BC or
range.
BCE. So I'm trying to narrow it down. I want to make sure that we're all
Very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. The question is, what year was the Teach Better team officially started?
Oh,
Or incorporated?
so I can give some hints.
Yeah, go for it.
There are 4 digits in this year.
See, he's helpful.
4 digits.
First digit, this is Price is Right, is a 2.
It's a 2. Yeah. So it isn't. It's yes. It's not a 1900s.
Second digit is a 0.
That's enough. That is
That's
enough.
Can I ask, when you say Teach Better Team, are you talking about
Yeah.
they went from being
Good
Mastery
perfect.
Learning LLC, the gridmethod.com to
It's a
Teach
good
Better?
question.
No, that's a great clarification question. What we are asking for here is when the original, because everything, like when the business was started.
When it was the incorporation
So-
documents are there, yes. LLC.
So Alex is showing off a little bit of his
and he just made me cross
connection
off the
to the
next 2
team.
questions.
And his what's what I'm looking for? His knowledge on the team is that the team was originally just the grid method. He also touched on Progressive Mastery Learning, which is actually the official LLC name of the team. And then it was, but we have a DBA for the grid method because that was what it was. We started, everything was gridmethod.com. And it actually was a progressivemasterylearning.com because there was a moment in time where we thought we were going to do work with businesses. That's a whole other story. And then we became Teach Better Team a few years back. But technically, it's still like Progressive Mastery Learning is still the LLC, so that's still the technical name. So when
did
was
all
that
that start?
founded? When did this all start? When Chad came to me and we said, "Hey, we're going to officially found this company after this whole stupid ebook idea."
Okay, so I think that was enough time for you guys to Google
I think
tax
so.
documents and everything throughout the state of Ohio. So 1, 2, 3, go. 2016, 2013, 2013.
Close, but none of those are correct. I'm looking here. So Carly was close as well. So if the three of you, when did you guess? Because I just clicked back on the comments. So Alex, what was your guess?
Mine was 2013.
2013, and then
Maggie was 2013 and Caitlin was 2016.
okay.
That's
Danielle
fair.
went back to 2002. She's thinking we've been rocking this thing for 18 years. I like that. That must mean we look like we know what we're doing. 2016, 2017, 2012 is a
See,
little
my
too
guess
far
was
back.
2022.
2010 is too far back. So it's actually 2015. February of 2015. Now, technically, Chad brought the idea to me in 2014 in the fall. In the fall. 2015, we actually did the paperwork and stuff. And here's the best part about all this. A lot of people don't know this. I did not see Chad actually speak on the grid method until October of 2016. The first time we were legit rocking in business together before I even heard him present. And it was just sort of this weird. There's been this weird trust of like, Mike, I think he knows what he's talking about and he can present well. And then I went and saw him. I'm like, oh man, no. But yeah, 2015. So now, Amanda, were you? I don't know when that came in. Like, did you get it? What's trust? Lots of trust.
Should I say that technically she's the first person to put in the right answer?
She was. Those
were the
right.
rules, right? So
that were the rules. So
she
Amanda, she just wins again.
She's saving the shipping cost here. It's just all going to go in one box. You can put the pretzel in the mug and wrap the shirt.
Yes, I love it. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Really?
Okay. All right. What do we got next? Let's do another one. These are fun because I get to remember things too.
Okay. This is one it's close to home here. So we took a little trip through history. This one we're not going to go back 6 years. We're going to go back 1 year. We're almost at the 1 year anniversary of this little thing, Jeff. The question is, what was the original name of the brain break?
Oh, I like it.
What was the original name?
That was fun.
I don't mean Jeff and Dave calling each other on the phone and just talking. We had a name when we started going live.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what it was?
Yeah, because this all started with you and I, like when the pandemic hit, you and I we started calling each other FaceTime and once a week just chatting. We would grab like a cocktail and a beer or whatever.
You pet your dog. I'd sit up by the fire.
Yeah, it was and just chat for a little while. And then one day I'm like, hey, like I think I want to live stream this. And you're like, why? I'm like, well, because every now and then we get into some like cool conversation. It can be fun to like put it out there.
And we haven't gotten to a cool conversation since.
We still haven't gotten it, yes. And then it kind of changed as people told us what they liked about it. When people started telling us that, hey, I really like that because I get a chance to just like take a break. And we're like, maybe this is like a brain break thing. So
we were like, really? I thought we were providing so much value. And they're thinking,
waterfall from the three of you. 3, 2, 1, go. Happy hour, conversations and cocktails, and Alex is just confused.
Well, I think Alex was probably closest to the reality. Just a bunch of question marks. Like, I have no idea what this is.
Now we got Nikki. Nikki jumps in and says cocktails and randomness. Cocktails and shenanigans from Holly. Cocktails and randomness. That is who is that? That's Mark Heller and Danielle there as well. Mark, Danielle, and Nikki, you are correct. Here's the funny part about this is just before we asked this question, I literally almost, because Amanda won 2 in a row, I was almost said I did, and I was like, where is Nikki at, and why is she not winning things? She was just waiting. It was cocktails and randomness.
The post office would be worried if you didn't show up this week and say I'm not to Nikki, right? They'd be like, yeah, everything okay?
Because there was like a 5-week span where Nikki won like everything. Yes, Nikki, that's Nikki and Mark and Danielle got it right. It was cocktails and randomness. Although I kind of like cocktails and shenanigans.
I do too.
It's good. And that was what it was, because we're like, well, what do you call it? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, we just drink cocktails and it's kind of random, so we called it that. But then we realized, like, all right, it's not about the drinks. Like, that's not what this is about. It's more about just taking a break. And it was people like Holly and Nick and them that were like, hey, like, you guys are kind of giving me permission to like just like turn off for an hour and just not care and not be serious or whatever. And so we're like, it's more of a brain break. Like, that's what it's about. So yeah. And things have shifted. That's why, like, I'm drinking coffee. It's not a cocktail.
There you go.
It's okay now because it's not a name, but it's still shenanigans. So maybe we should go back. Maybe we should be like brain breaking shenanigans. I don't know.
Yeah, that's all right. We're fine.
All right. Nice job, Nikki. Good jumping. All right. What do we got? We got another one. Let's do another one.
I got lots.
You got lots. Okay.
I got lots. This is going to be an interesting one. So this one, we do not have to waterfall it. This time, you guys can comment right directly wherever you want to comment. Okay? It doesn't have to be in the private. You can comment anywhere you want.
Oh, changing up the rules. Are you the three of you okay? Like, we're just changing everything now. Like,
I'm keeping them on the toes. We're going to see how well they know how to use the systems here. If you want to stay in the private chat, you can, and I'll read it for you. That's okay. We'll make it work. But the question is, if there was only one item left in the Teach Better swag shop, what should it be?
If we got rid of all of the items,
everything but one, what should remain?
Wow, that's interesting.
There is a right answer.
Do we have plans right now? Are we planning to get rid of everything?
I have no idea. I want to know what they think.
So. Which, by the way, Carly Spina, if you're familiar with the gentleman named Joshua Stamper, tell him to make a shirt. Josh has been rocking out shirts lately. Right. He's better at it than me.
He's got his own little printing press in the basement. He's just making it happen.
I like Maggie and Caitlin went into the private chat. I don't think their answers are going to affect anybody else's answers. So can we just
share them?
Maggie says coffee mug. Is there a specific one? Because there's a few of them in there.
I'm a fan of the travel mug.
Okay.
I have the purple Teach Better family travel mug.
Okay. Caitlin says the Aspire t-shirt, so shout out to Josh for that. But which one? There's a couple of Aspire shirts.
Oh, I like them all. I don't like to choose. I'll just buy everything.
There's the logo. We got the Aspire logo. We got the not just the teacher, and there's a new one that's the Coffee First. Have you seen that one yet?
Yes, that one.
Coffee First, and then I leave.
I haven't seen that.
Alex has a hoodie. Alex, which hoodie?
I mean, if there's
Are you
only
rocking a hoodie right now?
one left, it's got to be the classic, which is the one that Dave's wearing right now.
Okay. Well, Maggie, which one do you have? Which hoodie is that?
The Teach
That's a
Better
family?
family.
Yeah, she's got the family
Uh-huh.
one. Oh, let's see here. So Jeff's fancy pullover. This is actually not available in that. This is a exclusive.
Is that a pullover? Or is it a cardigan? No.
Actually, it's a pullover or a cardigan. Thanks. Yeah, killer boots, man. Oh, nice job, Dave. I didn't catch that at all.
You're welcome.
Danielle says Dave's hat, which that one's not in it, but Dave does have the Teach Better hat. I do too, but I don't have it out here. I don't know why. It's somewhere else. Carly, her shirt.
Ooh.
I don't know if I say that right. Is it Insania Mejor? Is that how you say that? I'm butchering. I'm horrible at Spanish, but that was made. Carly pinged me about it. I'm like, let me get it done for you, and we got that up. So all the hoodies. Of course, Mark Heller says the Team Ray wear. We are twinning. Looks like Holly's rocking the gray hoodie.
A year ago, I had never heard the name Holly Stewart, and then Brain Break started, and then I realized, oh my gosh, she's like my bestie. And look at this, we're twinning today.
It was during Brain Breaks that Holly just started pop. I don't know if Holly comment. Let me know. Is this where did you originally get connected with us and stuff? It'd be cool to know where that was. We got comment. Hey, just joined us. No, it's actually not about hoodies. We're talking about some of the swag items that we have in our swag store and which one we should keep. We're having a fun little trivia game here. So it's kind of hard to get cut in here. It's super hot there. I can't imagine wearing a hoodie. It's cold here in Ohio, so I'm good with a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So Dave, you said there's a right answer. What's the right answer? For me, I love the pillow. Can you see the pillow? See the pillow? I got the pillow. I love the pillow.
That's nice. I'm a big fan of all of the hoodies, but I just realized I wear my bright red Teach Better hoodie with my hashtag Team Caitlin shirt underneath probably once a week.
Did you know that she was popping in right now? That was perfect timing right there.
That was well played. And I know this because they started off bright red and now they're starting to get a little pink, and I'm totally cool with it. I wear them all the time. Matter of fact, I was wearing it earlier today and changed. I thought to myself, I think I wear that every week. So let me change just to make sure. So,
and yes, we do have pillows over on our swag store. So teachbetterswag.com our pillows. There may be some more pillows coming too. We'll see. So Caitlin, so yours is it's the red hoodie.
I got the red hoodie with the hashtag Team Caitlin t-shirt underneath. Yeah,
the Team Caitlin underneath. So okay. Also, pink is the best color, so I'm happy with it.
There
okay.
You go.
As long as the boss is happy, we're good. And yes, I know if you've been watching, I referred to Kerry as the boss and Caitlin as boss. They're kind of all my bosses. So it's just how it works.
Which kind of takes me to the next question.
All right, let's do another. Let's do here's what we're going to do. I like this. We're going to end this. Make this a difficult one because the first person to win is let's give something.
You should give away a pillow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll give away a pillow.
Wow. So the question was going to be, who is the boss? And I think we just decided who the new boss is. It is now Alex. So
yeah,
we're not asking the question. It just changed like that.
It's actually Mona, but go ahead.
Ooh, you want this to be a difficult one, right?
I want a difficult one. Let's do a difficult one.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, so we've all heard how Jeff calls Ray Rachel all the time to try to get her a little agitated, even though it is her real name. She is Ray, right?
Did you just dig yourself a hole?
Right.
Wow.
And Jeff's real name is Jeffrey, but here's the question. What is Jeff's middle name?
Ooh, that's a good one. Full middle name.
Full middle name. Oh no.
Alex went really quick to the keyboard. I think Alex has it rocked. But Alex listens to the podcast. I know a lot, so this has come up multiple times.
And there may have been some clues just in the question. Just
possibly.
Yeah. So The waterfall is going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. I don't know. Would have been a good one. Michael. Okay.
Jeff, I don't know Gargus. I like it.
Matthew, Carly, only the best of the best have Matthew for a middle name. Nice try, though. Nikki, once again, yeah, Matthew would have been.
Maggie went with Michael, so Jeffrey Michael Gargus. It's got a good ring to it. Alex said Raymond, so Jeffrey Raymond Gargus. That's got a fairly decent ring to it as well. Danielle went with Raymond.
But if your
Holly
name
Stewart
was
went with
Raymond,
Raymond.
that would be Ray and Ray.
It's officially like the worst day ever that Caitlin doesn't know. Carly said Matthew, Jeffrey Matthew Gargus, which Dave already, with his little joke, said that's not correct. Nikki went with Matthew as well. Mark Heller going with Raymond. And Carly going with Ray. So Jeffrey Ray Gargus. So the slight version there. So Dave, do you know the answer to this?
I can tell you the answer is on the board.
It is on the board.
Multiple
Alex,
times.
how confident are you of yours? Maggie, how confident are you about yours? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I know it's correct, and 1 being like I don't even care. Where do you land?
I've listened to
I
every single
care.
episode of Teach Better Talk.
Okay, hold on, Alex. I got a bone to pick with you, sir. They've
I'm
got
almost
250
caught up
plus
with
episodes.
yours.
No. There's 250 plus episodes. I've got 169. You posted yesterday. You're 9 episodes behind on mine, and you're
I
bragging that
started
you listen
listening
to
to
all of
Teach Better
theirs.
Talk before I started listening to Lasting
Alex.
Learning.
Alex. Okay.
I didn't know you, Dave.
Okay, Alex. Go ahead. Carry on with your little question there, Jeff.
Anyway,
All right, Maggie, where
on
do
a
you
scale
land?
of 1 to 10.
I mean, I care what your middle name is, so, but I have no idea. It's a 1.
That means you have to be at least a 2 then if you care. That's all.
Oh, okay,
All
I
right,
care.
Alex, where do
I'm like
you
a
land?
2.5.
I'm going with a solid 10, maybe even
Ooh.
an 11.
He is that confident. Alex is so confident. He's pretty sure he actually named me. Like some sort of time continuum or something. Mel says Roger, Jeffrey Roger Gargus. That wouldn't be that bad either. Actually, it is Raymond. So, Alex, you are correct, as are Danielle, Holly, and Mark. Holly, you were close.
Can I point out how Carly just kept on guessing random boys' names over and over and over again, hoping to stumble upon it eventually?
Yes. So it is Raymond. And yeah, Ray gets all excited because it's Raymond. But my name's not Ray. It's Raymond. So it's not the same name because your name's also not Ray. It's Rachel. So, which, by the way, that's why her dad and I get along so well. It says when we first met, he introduced himself as, he's like, it's great to have you here. I'm so glad that you're working with Rachel. And it's Rachel. If I wanted a Ray, I would have had a boy. And I'm like, did you just say if I wanted a Ray, I would have had a boy, as if you had a choice of what you had? Like that was but I like that's her dad's awesome stuff. Anyway, so yes, it is Raymond. So nice job there to whoever got that right. So now you know, Caitlin. Good job. Thank you, Caitlin. I love it. Actually, so oddly enough, Carly, that's actually my son's name is Jonathan. Spelled that way as well. All right, Dave, we got a couple. We can do like 1 or 2 more if we go a little faster.
Oh my goodness, I wasn't ready. I thought we were wrapping up.
Oh,
now. Okay.
is that person getting a pillow? Is that what
Okay,
we did right
that
there?
person's getting a
That's
pillow.
Danielle. Danielle, hit me up. Jeff at teachbetter.com. You just got yourself a pillow, courtesy of Alex.
Sweet.
All right, Dave, what we got?
Okay. This next one. Spelling counts.
Ooh,
Spelling counts.
Interesting. Okay.
And so the right answer was already presented earlier in this in the brain break.
Okay.
So there are 2 lead ambassadors right now. We have 2 lead ambassadors, 2 people that kind of head it up.
I know
One
them, yes.
one is Andrea.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the second?
Oh, and spelling counts.
Spelling counts.
Gotcha. Who's the second? Well, that's not. I mean, the 3 of these better know that.
Let's see if everybody else does. And again, those spelling counts.
Just made Maggie nervous. She's like, "Oh no, if I don't know this, like."
All right. Waterfall in 3, 2, 1.
Waterfall it. All spelled correctly. I was gonna feel. I was not gonna tell Megan if anybody of them got it wrong. Let's see. We got him coming in here.
Hold on. Nobody spelled Dave correctly. What are you talking about?
No. Like here. Hold on. There was somewhere in there. Someone put I don't care. That's how you spell Dave, isn't it?
Oh, wow. Okay. Fair enough.
Megan. So Carly, unfortunately, the name of the second person is not Megan and Andrea. It's just Megan. Spelling counts. Holly, ooh, just missed it. Just an H off. Yeah, it is Megan. So Megan spelled correctly. Holly's all over it. Megan and Angie. Oh man, the shout out to the two of them. Like I've said this a bunch of times. Every time I talk about the ambassador program, one of the things that really just like I so appreciate about the two of them is that they worked on like getting like planning that and planning and replanning, going in and out, and all these different iterations of what it could look like for almost a year. And like we weren't even like saying anything. They weren't allowed to tell anyone. We weren't celebrating it. Like no one knew about it. They had to wait so long to see like their work come to fruition. That's really hard to do.
I think
especially
underappreciate that. That is,
and like to stay excited about something that long. Like it's really hard to keep something under wraps. Like it's not easy. And so like now when we talk about it, I'm like every now and then I just like have to hit them like, hey, like, do you see what's going on? Like I hope you feel that because like. And then we launched it, and like then like the work began, like in creating this like we talked about earlier, like the family atmosphere. Like that was them creating that, right. And then the group now, the founder group, like building that, and like that's now what it is, right? So like that's what it's going to be for everyone that comes in from this point. But it all started with the two of them. Just there
you go. I've got one more question. Can we go with it? One last question.
Let's do one more.
Last question. What is the date that ambassador applications are due? When are ambassador applications due?
I thought you were going to ask when the original ones opened. I would have had to know. I would have known to know that answer. And I actually know that one though. Now that I'm thinking about it, because it was on the first 12-hour live. So what date do the applications close?
Yep. When are they closing? On
when
3,
do they close?
2, 1, go. Boom, boom, boom. They all got it. Let's see who else.
They know, thankfully. I'm thinking, so Nikki says February 27th. Carly says 2/27.
And so 2/27 is Saturday, correct?
2/27/21.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Saturday. Yes.
And Holly's trying to make up for that missing H by throwing the year in there as well. Well done.
Yeah, she's putting the whole thing in there.
So what is
all right, Alex, when are they due? Alex knows.
Yeah, they're due the 27th.
Due 27th, yes.
Which it was actually hard to remember because I submitted mine like within a few minutes of the window being open.
Well, that's because it was different then, though, right?
Yeah, so when we launched it back, which was June, I think it was June, it was either 10th or 12th. I can't remember which day. 10th or 12th when we did the first 12-hour live is when we did that. We put a limit on the number of submissions we were going to take. And it was done like that. Yeah. it was over in like an hour or something like that. And so this time we're like, well, that's not the way to do that. Like, let's open up, give everyone a long time because we wanted to take out like the whole because it doesn't take a whole lot of time to do it. I mean, you can put a lot of thought into it, and there's the video, but it's a short video, and it doesn't need to be. But this way, people were able to set aside time to like, okay, I'll do that on some Saturday or Sunday. I don't have to do it right now. I don't have to have that extra stress. I think that worked out. I think it's worked out really well.
I got 3 texts today from people saying they were submitting, so it's definitely working out. Yeah,
that's good. And I just love. I've been sneaking into the forum and watching the videos and stuff. Like it's fun to watch. Like just see different faces and names that I recognize. Some really well, some like sort of, and some I'm like I didn't even know we were like and I looked. I'm like, oh, we're not even connected on Twitter yet. We're like, wow. I'm like, that's awesome. And it's just really cool to see. So This has been really fun. Danielle said she was waiting by the phone to submit her app. I think that's how a lot of people were. So. That's fun. And I think we announced it. I think we announced it on our 12-hour live at the end of December. And if not, I apologize. I'm going to announce it now that we're actually going to be opening applications up a couple more times throughout this year as well. So if I just spoiled it and I wasn't supposed to say that, I guess Caitlin will have to fire me. But yeah, so like that's exciting, right? And like we said, I know the 3 of you know of some things going on inside, like some opportunities to grab some leadership opportunities and things like that. There's also some another aspect that's coming that I don't know if the 3 of you are even aware of. I know we haven't said it publicly because it's not a public thing. It's more of an internal piece, but I'm not sure whether that's been brought to you guys or not. So that's fun. We also have and then there's some things down the line and stuff too. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on with the ambassador program. And for us, it was really important to have the program be more than just a, hey, come and wear our swag around and promote our brand. Yes, we hope you share things as ambassadors. That's part of it, but it's more about sharing the mission, the tools, the resources, the family aspect of things. And then for us, it was like, yeah, that's only okay with us if we also find opportunities to raise these voices. And the word empower, is really sticking. Empower these people and to celebrate the amazing educators that we have and ambassadors. So for us, that's the most important thing. So we're going to continue to try and think of more and more ways that we can do that, and hopefully bouncing ideas off of all of you and to grow that. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I really appreciate the three of you joining us today to help us be better here today, because now next week we got to take the bar back down to just me and Dave.
Oh
and it's
my
just not
gosh.
going to be as good. So I think, Dave, at this point, we're just going to scratch the whole thing. We're going to go back to cocktails and randomness and just call it a thing.
I was on such a
go
high,
there.
and now I just went. Ugh.
I'm already getting yelled at. I'm getting yelled at to stuff. But Carly's trying to get me to spill the beans. You guys may know or not. I don't know. When we get off live, I'll ask further questions.
Okay.
It sounds like they haven't spilled anything yet, so that's good, because I'm not sure when you're going to find out. So that's exciting. So
After this,
anyway,
you can tell us.
what's that?
After
Yeah.
this, you can tell us.
After that,
I probably won't, but we
Are
can
you
try.
sure?
But I probably won't. So all right. I'm not 100% sure. There's a real good chance that someone gets me to slip up afterwards. Yes, I'm never sure about anything. I do want to say to make sure tomorrow night we've got Master Chat going on. So J. Tyler Cummins is leading us, which is going to be a good time. I think I'm live tomorrow. I think there might be two leading. Is there two leading tomorrow night? You guys know?
I don't have my calendar up.
Okay. All I know is I get to go live afterwards. So I'm excited about Master Chat tomorrow night, so make sure you join us for that, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And Dave and I will be back here next week. Not quite as cool as this week, but we will be back next week, so make sure you join us there as well. And as always, if there's anything we can do to help support you or anything like that, please reach out and let us know. Danielle, okay, maybe we need to figure out a time to put Danielle on a soapbox and just let her go. I like the idea of that. So what do you think, Dave?
Yes.
Are you and Caitlin hanging out?
Well, I might actually be texting her right now because but yes, we are hanging out when we're done with this. That's what we do. No, it's not in your calendar. No, this is a me and Caitlin thing. Oh, you don't like secrets, Jeff Gargas?
I think this thing's broken.
See how that works?
Yeah. Well, Dave, it's cool because I've had your phone bugged for a while now, so it's all good. No, anyway, all right. So we'll see you tomorrow night for Mastery Chat, and we'll see you next week for another Brain Break. We appreciate all of you for chiming in. The three of you, Caitlin, Maggie, Alex, thank you so much for hanging out with us and spend some time with us and being amazing ambassadors. If you haven't put in your application for the ambassador, go to teachbetter.com/ambassador. It's open until Saturday, so make sure you get that in, and we will see you all tomorrow night at Master Chat. See ya.